How we doing, everybody, and welcome to Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. I'm your host, Trage. It is Wednesday, a fantastic Wednesday here in the great state of Wisconsin, and well, I'd like to say it was a great day. I'd like to say it was a great day, but you want to know why it's not? It's because we've had 3 straight days now of umpire shows in Milwaukee. 3 straight days where the main topic coming out of a baseball game is the umpires. That is when you know you have a problem. We should be talking about right now, and we're going to talk about it, we should be talking about Tyler Black. We should be talking about him getting in first inning as a pinch runner for Gary Sanchez after he was injured and having a day. But no. One call has now erupted into a whole mess of crap that came out of last night's game. So, there's lots I want to tap into today, but I want to start right now with that game. That game as a whole. So, we watched, the Brewers in this one had control. They had control of this whole game here, and Freddy Peralta's dealing. I thought he was pitching one of his better games that I have seen Freddy Peralta pitch. And we're talking about going all the way back to his rookie season there, where he had, 13 strikeouts in his debut? And, we're talking about a guy who had an outing like that. And we're talking about one of his best outings. One hit given up on the whole game in the 6th inning. And it's coming up is the guy who hit that home run against him. So, there's multiple different ways I guess you can look at this whole thing. Number one, Freddy Peralta decided, screw it, I'm going to hit him. You can look at it another way. Freddy tried to throw it inside and missed. Now, I've looked at it both ways. I've been thinking about it. I've been trying to go through in my own head if Freddy Peralta would have hit him on purpose. Now, when Siri hit that home run, it didn't look like words were said. He kind of just did his little thing, dropped the bat, put his head down, went around the bases, got home. That was it. That was all that was said. Nothing was said during that little outburst. So, it kind of begs then, why would Freddy just all of a sudden say, I'm going to plunk this guy? I'm going to plunk him. Okay, now, let's put that into perspective. Why would Freddy Peralta just all of a sudden say, hey, I'm pitching one of my better games that I've thrown in a while now. I'm going to plunk this guy. Okay? Doesn't make sense. Now, to me, this is just me, but if I'm going to hit a guy, right, and we've seen a lot of guys hit on purpose in the league, or at least thrown at, okay? Where do they aim? Right? Where do you aim if you're trying? And this is, if there was a statistic on it, which I guarantee you somebody has ran the numbers on intentional hit by pitches throughout the league, throughout the years. If you're throwing at somebody, you're going for their back, right? I rarely remember somebody saying, I'm going to plunk this guy, I'm going to hit him in the thigh. You throw behind him, right? I've seen a million times they throw behind a guy. Rhys Hoskins earlier this year. I can recall off the top of my head Ryan Braun getting thrown behind there, throwing up and in, getting thrown behind. The Madison Bumgarner incident with Braun comes to mind there, and he had another one there. I believe it was against the Diamondbacks. Loaded up the bases, and then Lucroy hit a grand slam. But, it just didn't make sense. So, anyways, gets plunked, whatever. But now you come out and you toss Freddy Peralta. In that situation, whether you believe in your head Freddy Peralta threw at him on purpose. Chris Guccione, first off, this dude is, and for lack of better terms, the biggest slapnuts I think I've ever seen in my entire life. This is a guy who walks around like he believes he's got the biggest pair of cojones in the entire building, when in all reality, he's just trying to show it off. He's just trying. I mean, he's the guy who he shows up with the jacked up truck to the party, and you're supposed to believe that he's not compensating for something, right? This guy walks out, I mean, all tough like him and his 4'5" stature, walking out there and says, "You're out of here." And first I was like, what? We're tossing this guy now. And then Pat Murphy comes out, and we toss Pat. We toss Pat again after Pat basically comes out and says, "Dude, you suck." And instead of, and this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part of I love me a good old argument between a manager and an umpire. I love it. But you know what separates the good umps from the bad is when the good umps, they stand there, they take it, and they walk away. They walk away. Because they did their job. Whatever they thought was right in that situation, they did their job. They listened to the manager talk his whole lot of baloney, and they walked away. They walked away. But no, Guccione's got to stand there, and he has to basically, he told Pat Murphy, and I mean, I'm not much of a lip reader myself here, but he told Pat Murphy to get the F out of here. Get the F out of here. Just walk away, Gooch. Hey, Gucci, right? Just walk away. Tuck your little tail between your legs and walk away, right? But no. You stand there yelling back at Pat Murphy here, and I mean, just the most absolute try and show my cojones moment that I have ever seen on a baseball field. And I don't know how. I really don't know how you make a call like that. How you can make a bull BS call like that right then. I don't get it. I don't get it. There were no warnings. As far as we know, unless if they walked out there with the lineup cards in hand and they said, "All right, before this game starts here, we're warning you and we're warning you." Why would they do that? It wouldn't make sense. The only thing that came out of last night's game, another crap show in the umpiring department, was Pat Murphy was a little pissed off with the home plate umpire last night. And that was Ryan Addition. That was him last night there. Pat Murphy was a little pissed with him, the home plate ump. But outside of that, I mean, he was a little pissed with Guccione. I believe he was the crew chief last night there. But, I mean, there was no scrum, nothing. So there was no warnings given. You cannot toss a guy with no warning. Not off of a hit in the hip. If he went dome piece, if he went straight to the noggin with it. All right, I get it. You want to flex your muscles then? Flex your muscles. I get it. But he hit him in the thigh. Just move on with it. Move on with it and just, I mean, like I said before, tuck your little tail between your legs and walk away. But no. This whole thing escalated to a proportion it didn't have to get to. So we brushed that away, right? We brushed that away. Pat Murphy, he's tossed. Freddy's tossed. Game moves on, right? And Abner Uribe comes in. This is later in the game there. And Abner, ground ball, series up to bat. Ground ball, Abner goes over, he covers the bag, touches the bag, walking away. He's walking away. There was not a word said. And you can rewatch the video 15 different times. There wasn't a word said from Abner Uribe. He touches the bag, he looks at him, he walks away. Didn't say a word. Siri starts talking. Starts telling, you can't, like I said, not a very good sorry. See, I can't even use words right now. I'm not a good lip reader. But what I can tell you is Siri said something to Abner that might have struck a nerve. Because then Abner turns around and the thing with it was, you really wonder what was said. You really sit there and you wonder what was said. Because I just turned on, as I'm saying that little off topic, but I had my phone on there and I said Siri, and all of a sudden my phone's popping up here. I got the iPad here, which tells me all the stats and everything, and that one's popping up over there. So I got to stop talking about this guy. I mean, I don't like the guy to begin with, but I got to stop talking about him. My phone and everything's going to be searching him up here. But I mean, what had to have been said from Siri that just made Abner go, "Yeah, I'm throwing haymakers, man"? There was no warning. It's not like it was a moment where Abner came back over and dropped the glove and was like, let's do this thing. He came over fisticuffing. He was ready to roll when he walked back over there. What did Siri say? That's what I want to know. Because it's a punk. That's all. When I saw that whole situation, I was like, this dude's a punk. Because the best part of that entire brawl, and this was the best part. First off, I don't know if Sal Frelick got punched by Uribe, but I'm pretty sure Uribe might owe Sal a dinner. I'm just going to go out with that right away. I don't know. I thought I saw Sal get hit by Uribe during that scuffle. If that's the case, Abner, he better be picking up the tab for Sal Frelick at a restaurant. An expensive restaurant, that is. But I saw, and this was the best part. So Siri, he right away, him and Abner are going at it. And Hoskins tries to get in between the two. Hoskins falls down at first. Hoskins gets back up. And he's kind of taking Siri and pushing him back, getting him out of the way. Well, then Hoskins looks like he's ready to brawl, right? And this was the best part of the entire fight, was that Siri was not going to F with Rhys Hoskins. Because Siri was not, it's not like Siri was being held back, right? He was backpedaling with a guy with one hand on his chest. Like, he wasn't like he was, being restrained. Hoskins is talking, and he's coming over. Kevin Cash, I don't like Kevin Cash after that whole crap show that was yesterday. Not a fan of Kevin Cash right now. But Kevin Cash is holding back Hoskins. But Hoskins is still chirping. Siri is backpedaling away from Hoskins. Like, this is a dude who was just in a heated brawl with Uribe over here. And now he's like, oh, I'm good. I'm calm. It's like, dude, come on. Hoskins would have wiped the floor. Nobody's messing with the dude. I mean, I wouldn't mess with Rhys Hoskins. That's a different kind of dog right there. But I just thought that was you try to make light out of a crappy situation, right? That was the light that I took out of the crappy situation. Simply seeing Siri basically tuck, like I said with Guccione, tucking that tail between his legs and running off. Because he saw Hoskins coming and he said, boy, I am out of here. I am not. It's like when you see Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton walking at you, right? You're just going to get out of there. You ain't messing with those two. You're not going to drop the hammer on those two. You just get gone. And that is exactly what Siri did there. So I just thought that was, you try to make some light out of a crappy situation. That was pretty good. Now, back to Uribe. He did in that scrum. I don't think he connected on a punch. So somebody's got to teach this dude how to fight. One of the two. Just kidding. We don't want that. But, I mean, Siri got him in the neck, and he also got him in the wrist area. So, hopefully, I know the adrenaline, I got to stop saying Siri there. I got everything popping up here. But, the adrenaline was pumping, and Uribe seemed fine after the whole scuffle there and everything like that. But hopefully nothing serious came out of that injury there. Or out of that, I mean, he got hit in the neck, he got hit in the wrist there. Hopefully he is all good, and I don't believe that he would have gotten anything really seriously hurt during that. I mean, props to Quentin Berry. Because Quentin Berry, first base coach for the Brewers, he was all over Abner Uribe. He got him, he grabbed him, he tackled him. Like, I mean, a little bit too late, right? After a couple punches were thrown there. But, I mean, Quentin Berry came in and he took down Abner Uribe and he's like, dude, just stay down. And then he got him up and he got him off the field there. And, I mean, just a disaster. That you can only think this whole thing was started by Guccione. You can only think that. Like, I'm not saying you can only, you can have your own opinion on that. I'm not saying that you have to believe that. But, I mean, you just look at everything that's happened over the past couple days, and now in this game here, Siri gets hit by a pitch. We toss Freddy Peralta because we believe, in quotation marks there, that Freddy Peralta hit him on purpose. Whether you did, whether you didn't, I don't care. You don't toss the guy. Now, Siri starts talking crap to Abner Uribe, who Uribe, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is pretty close with Freddy Peralta. So you start talking some crap to Abner Uribe, and he's a young guy. He's a young, energetic, fueled up guy. So in the heat of battle, you start talking crap to him, fists are going to start flying. I wish you would have talked to Hoskins. Because, yeah, Hoskins might have got suspended, but guess what? He would have landed a good one. I mean, Hoskins, you saw that. He wasn't messing with Hoskins. He didn't come over and walk to first base and say nothing in that direction. He made sure he was talking to one guy there. And I don't know. I look at this situation and it's just like the umpiring, man. The umpiring in the MLB is just garbage. Just garbage. And I have really seen it throughout these past 3 games here, how truthfully bad it is getting. I gotta be honest with you. Guccione is worse right now watching these past couple games, and I can't speak for what he's done earlier this year. But what I've seen the past couple days, because I believe he was the crew chief for the game on Monday night, and now you have this game on Tuesday here where he is also in the middle of another controversial decision in this game that might have, and probably did, lead to this whole mess. I mean, just terrible. Just terrible. There has to be something. You know, I am so sick. I am so sick of the MLB coming out after situations saying, you know, Brewer fans, Brewer players, Brewer management, we're sorry. We're truthfully sorry that, you know, this call was made, it was wrong, and we hope, you know that everything's okay. I'm sick of that. I am so beyond sick of the BS. I am sick of it. We have had 3 straight games now where an umpire's decision, I mean, luckily in this game yesterday, it didn't affect the outcome. It didn't affect the outcome of this game. But in all reality, it probably led to what will be the suspension of Abner Uribe. I don't know. Hell, if Guccione had a friggin' say in anything, half the Brewers team would be suspended after this game just because he can. But I don't know, truth be told, what all will come out of this situation. But everything has led to this moment. Everything has led to this moment right here. The umpiring and everything else has led to this moment where now it finally exploded on the field. This is MLB's problem. This is the problem, and they need to frickin' fix it. And you know what their solution is going to be? Let's throw a bunch of robotic umpires out there and call it a day. Is that why they're still employing these idiots? Is that why? Guccione sucks. He sucks, and he proved it in this game here. Addition proved it the night before, and then you look at the call on Sunday there. I forget now who was the crew for that one. I could look back here and see who the crew was for that game there. It was on Saturday. My mistake there. It was on Saturday, I believe that was that crap. No, it wasn't on Saturday, was it? No, it was on Sunday. It was on Sunday was the crap call there in the 6th. Just looking back to see who was the crew for that one. Yeah. I mean, you had Andy Fletcher in there and Muchalinsky in that one. So not a very good crew in that one either, from what I've heard from opposing teams. So you look at the past games here, the crap calls that have been going on. Luckily, the Brewers came away with the win in this one. Luckily, they came away with the win, but the MLB's got a problem, and they got to stop apologizing for the crap, and they have to fix the crap here pretty soon, because otherwise, there will be more boil-over moments like we've seen in the past couple days here, especially out of Pat Murphy. How many more times can we eject Pat Murphy? I mean, is there a record in, daily ejections? Because this crew may eject Pat Murphy 3 times here in this series, and then there's a good chance we're going to get Guccione's little tailed self in the upcoming series, or in an upcoming series at some point, and we're going to have to deal with this crap show again. So, I mean, just a disaster. Just a disaster from what we're seeing right now. So, I mean, I'm going to get into the game. I want to get to the game here. I want to get to the highlights of this game. But before I get there, I want to mention some sponsors of the show here first. First, Game Day Supply in Alaska. Do you have a sports club or team? Are you looking for some sweet custom uniforms or apparel? Check out the awesome crew at Game Day Supply in Alaska to help your team get the sweetest gear. Find them on Facebook at Game Day Supply or online at GameDaySupply.net. Also, your hometown team, Century 21 Gold Key Realty. Call Peggy, Sue, or Anna to find your dream home, or if you're looking to sell, Find them on Facebook at your hometown team, Century 21 Gold Key Realty, or stop in and see them at their location in Marshfield. Also, Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood, Wisconsin. If you've been injured recently, whether at work, on the basketball court, the baseball field, whatever it is, and you need some physical therapy, stop in there and see Chad at Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood. He will get you right. He'll get you back to work, back on the court, back on the field, whatever it was. He'll get you back there. Sport and Spine Clinic in Greenwood, Wisconsin. Marshfield Motor Speedway is located just 3 miles outside of Marshfield on County Road H. If you're looking for the schedule, I just posted it on the Facebook page. Just search Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trade. Otherwise, go to their Facebook page, Marshfield Motor Speedways. Otherwise, online, search Marshfield Motor Speedways. You can find the schedule. You got to get down there. Great family fun for all ages. Great food, great drinks, great fun. You can't beat it. You can't beat a day at the track. So Marshfield Motor Speedways there in Marshfield, Wisconsin. Sports Scene, sports cards and memorabilia located in the Marshfield Mall in Marshfield, Wisconsin. Get down there and see Al. He has everything you need from sporting cards to memorabilia, jerseys, model stock cars. He's got it all down there at Sports Scene in Marshfield. And also Pittsville Farm and Home Center. Spring's here. Spring is here. Summer's around the corner. You got to get all your gardening tools, all your gardening supplies. You got to get down to Pittsville Farm and Home in Pittsville, Wisconsin. They got it all down there. So check them out there at the store in Pittsville, Wisconsin there. But with that, sticking with the Brewers. I want to get to the highlights of last night's game there. I mean, we saw some good performances all the way around. Contreras 1 for 4 on the game. Hoskins 1 for 3. Tyler Black in his debut with the Brewers, a double and a single. I wish I could have talked about that to start the show, and I didn't have to talk about the crap show. That was the umpiring crew. But that's what we get. So Tyler Black, 2 for 4 on the ball game there. A run scored. Great stuff. Willie Adames, a big 3-run home run. He was 1 for 3 on the game with 4 RBIs. Perkins 0 for 4. Ortiz 0 for 3. Churro was 1 for 3. A good game out of Terang and Weamer in this one. Terang 2 for 3 on the game with a walk. And then we saw Weamer go 2 for 4 on the game there. So a good outing out of those two. Good to see some of the young guys getting it going like Joey Weamer there at the bottom of the lineup. Also had a home run. Some home run robbery, right? You got to get some robbery there. And we saw it on Joey Weamer early in this one. Flashing the leather and then doing it at the plate too. So good stuff there out of Joey Weamer. And it was solid. I mean, they hit a lefty. I didn't know we could hit lefties like that. They had 10 hits against a lefty. 2 lefties that came into this game. So great stuff there out of the Brewers hitting-wise in this one. I forgot to mention Terang, 3 RBIs in this game here. 3 RBIs for Terang. A solid game out of Bryce. And Willie Adames, I mean, the middle infielders in this game hitting the wise. 4 RBIs out of Willie. 3 out of Terang. Can't ask for a better day. Offensively for the Brewers, I mean, looking at the averages right now, Contreras, he's sitting 345. And then you look at Adames, 270 right now. Perkins, 266. 312 for Terang yet. This guy is still on a torrid pace right now. He cooled off a little bit at the beginning of the homestand, but he got her going in this game here. 312 overall right now, so good stuff there. Out of the Brewers, only in this one, only 4 strikeouts. That's a big number. That is a big, not a big number, but a good number for the Brewers. A team that's been striking out a little bit too much. That's a great number to see out of the Brewers. So only 4 strikeouts to 5 walks in this game for the Brewers. So good stuff there. Out of Milwaukee, looking at, I love to see the ejections. You don't always see that in the box score, and I got ejections at the bottom here. So I mean, just something interesting right there. But I mean, looking at the pitching for the Brewers, Freddy was fantastic before the crap show of the 6th inning that he was ejected in. 5 1/3 inning, 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 earned. He had 7 strikeouts, gave up that home run early, but other than that, this guy was solid. He was lights out fastball Freddy in this one. You love to see it. You love to see it in a game like this. So good stuff there out of Freddy Peralta. Elvis Peguero in this one, an inning and 2/3, 3 hits and 3 strikeouts. Great work out of Peguero. Uribe, 1/3 of an inning. We talked about Uribe's night there. He did throw many strikes, to be honest with you, in this one. Didn't land many of them. So not a good night. Not a good night for Uribe there, but he did pitch 1/3 of an inning there. Milner came in for 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout in this one. And then Vieira, an inning pitch there. 1 hit and 2 strikeouts. A solid day A solid day out of the Brewers pitching staff there, bouncing back from what has been a struggle fest over the last, this homestand, to be honest with you. Outside of the first game against the Rays, that 1-0 game, the pitching staff has struggled. So good to see the pitching staff bouncing back here the past couple days. So, looking at it in this one, Freddie gets the win. Alexander takes the loss for the Rays in this one. The Brewers held down the Rays. 5 hits for the Rays in this one, 13 strikeouts in total. They got to Alexander there. 4 innings, 6 hits, and 3 earned runs. 5 earned runs off of Lopez in this one in 3 innings of work. And then Rodriguez in an inning there. He gave up a hit, but nothing else there. The Brewers got to the Rays pitching staff in this one, 2 lefties. That was the best part about it, is 2 lefties the Brewers were able to get to and knock out of this ballgame. So good stuff there out of the Brewers. They not split the series yet. They tie the series 1-1. Heading into the game 3 of this series, trying to take it at home here, a 12-10 start. We're going to have Eflin taking on Colin Ray in this one. Ray coming in 2-0 with a 3.25 ERA. Eflin coming in 1-3 with a 4.08 ERA there. And the Brewers, they've had some success against Eflin there. Contreras in 9 at-bats, he's hitting 444. Terang in 2 at-bats, he's hitting 500. And then you look at the top there, Adames, 6 at-bats, he's hitting 333. And Bowers is in 6 at-bats, is hitting 333 there. So good stuff. For the Rays, not a lot of experience against Colin Ray. 2 at-bats for Caballero at shortstop position. They're 2 at-bats, nothing to show for it. Same with Paredes there, the third baseman. Palacios, he's had the most success. 1 home run and 1 at-bat against Colin Ray. So good stuff there coming out of the Brewers. Hopefully we're going to see a Brewers series win here coming out of today's matchup, a 12-10 start for that one. That'll be on Bally Sports Wisconsin, and then also it'll be on WTMJ 620 and the Brewers Radio Network there. So good stuff there coming out of the Brewers. Looking at the updated standings right now, we have the updated standings in the MLB. The Brewers still hanging on to that top spot in the NL Central right now, 18-11 overall right now. They're sitting a half game up. And only a half game up now on them pesky Cubs. The southern border friends there, they're sitting a half game back of the Brewers at 18-12. And then we have the Cincinnati Reds, they're 2 games back, 16-13 overall. And then we have St. Louis Cardinals, 4.5 games back right now, and Pittsburgh Pirates sitting 4.5 games back of the Brewers there in first right now. Dodgers lead the West right now. They're up 4.5 games over the Giants, followed by the Padres, then the Diamondbacks, then the Rockies. So, the West kind of shaken out as expected, but kind of some poor records out there right now. Outside of the Dodgers, below 500, everybody else is right now. Giants actually climbed up now to that second spot. In the East, kind of what we expected. The Braves up top there, 19-8 overall right now. They're a game and a half up of the Phillies, followed by the Mets, 5 games back at 15-14. The Nationals at 14-15. They're 6 games back. And the Miami Marlins, 7-24 on the year, 14 games back of first place. Looking at the American League, we got the Baltimore Orioles in first in the East right now, 7-3 in their last 10 games there. They are ahead of the Yankees by a game right now. Red Sox coming in 2.5 games back. The Blue Jays 5 games back, and the Rays sitting 6 games back right now. Cleveland Guardians right now, they're in first in the Central. They lead it by 2.5 games, 19-9 overall. An impressive start for the Cleveland Guardians there. They're followed by the Royals, then the Tigers there. Twins followed by the White Sox. White Sox 6-24 on the year. And then we look at the AL West right now. Seattle Mariners lead the division right now by a half game over the Texas Rangers. This division is not very, not great. Not great. And you talk about team up top 16-13, followed by team at 16-14. And then in third place, we have the Oakland A's, 13-17 overall, 3.5 games back. The Angels, 11-18 overall, they're 5 games back. They got some tragic news that Mike Trout will miss the rest of the year, most likely. So not good news there for the Angels. And the Houston Astros, that's a surprise. 9-19 overall, they're 6.5 games out of first place right now. But still a lot of time. You can't really look too far into the standings right now because of how much time there is left in this season right now. We're just getting started, and there's already been a boatload of craziness in the MLB. So with that, I want to flip script here. There's something I wanted to get to today. Didn't get to it yesterday there, talking about the Packers and everything else in between. The Wisconsin Badgers men's basketball team has been, they've been active. And we knew they were active, but not very successful. Now they've been successful twice now. So first and foremost, they added transfer forward 6'8" Xavier Amos. Coming from Northern Illinois there, he averaged about 13.8 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 1.3 blocks per game in 25 starts last season there. Shot 49% from the floor and 38% from three there. 40 for 104 there. So this guy can ring it up. I love what I'm seeing out of him there. He's going to be able to come in. Replace a guy like Tyler Wall, but add some, be able to stretch the floor. Be a stretch forward, not a forward where we got to rely on him in the paint. This is a guy who's going to be able to separate himself and spread it out. So I love what the Badgers did there, getting Xavier Amos into Wisconsin there. And then also another guy they added there was 6'3" guard there, Cameron Hunter from he was playing with Arkansas, Central Arkansas there. And as a true freshman in 2021, he was named the Atlantic Sun Conference Freshman of the Year there. He had about 14 points a game there, 3 assists, and 1.5 steals. First team all-conference as a sophomore there, 16.9 points per game, 3 assists, 1 steal, ranking third on the team in rebounds. And then he was scored in double figures in 27 of 30 games and a career-high 33 points against Queens there. Did not play last season there. He had a fracture in his left foot, but he is back now. This guy is built like a freaking truck. If you haven't seen a picture of this guy, look him up. He is built like a truck. I wouldn't want to meet him there in the lane. He's a fantastic scorer on the inside. The only downside, I guess you could say, to his game is it hasn't transpired to the outside. Not a great outside shooter, but he could be a great facilitator for this Badgers team. And a guy who has the ability to get down the lane and make things happen at the rim. So you love the additions the Badgers are making so far. Also, they're in talks right now. I've seen reports. I haven't seen confirmation of transfer guard there, John Tanji. We're supposedly going to New Mexico. He was heading to the Lobos there. And then all of a sudden he flipped his commitment and he accepted an offer to go to Madison there. So I'm not sure what the heck happened in that whole situation there. But, this guy has got some athleticism. He's got the ability to, he's got some bounce to him there. And you're talking about a guy, a 5-year college vet, averaged 9 minutes last season there with Missouri there. But you're talking back in 2022 when he averaged about 31 minutes. He was averaging 14 points a game, 39% from three and 47% shooting. So this is a guy who gets after you. So, right now, we talked about it a little bit ago, or a little bit last week there with Rogan on the show, and we were talking about this Badger team and not really getting any commitments. They're getting some guys now. Now, are they the high-class, high-name guys we were hoping for? Probably not. Probably not. We were hoping for some higher-end guys. We were hoping for Frankie to come to Madison. We were hoping for a couple of others, but this is still some solid ads by Greg Gard. He's got a long way to go, right? This roster really cleaned out for him there. He's got a long way to go, but hopefully this is just the start. You get some good recruits to start in, and we can add more pieces down the road there. So good stuff there coming out of Madison right now. But with that, that's about all I got for today. Bucks going on right now as I'm recording. The game is currently 64-54. Bucks got the lead, so good stuff there. Hopefully I'm talking about a Bucks win tomorrow. Here on the show. But, it's 10 o'clock here right now. I'm not going to get to it tonight yet. So, we're going to live with it. You guys, hopefully you guys know a score. I'll keep you guys updated there on the Facebook page of everything that happens on that end, but I'll be talking about it here on the show tomorrow. But with that, this has been Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. But until I catch you guys here tomorrow on Thursday, this has been Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. Deuces.